Hi Dirtlings, it's Elaine Mock, Dirt Mama. We have a lot to cover. I've been gone for a very long time, so long to the point I didn't even realize I had to make an update video. And honestly, I didn't think anybody cared about what has been going on with me for the last couple years until I started streaming on Twitch. And, I keep getting like the same regular questions that now, the regular Twitch derplings that watch me can definitely repeat my story word for word now. Before we start, I wanted to promote our Discord server. It's our little corner of the internet, and it's just been so great to finally have a space to get to know you guys better. There will be a link to my Linktree in the info box below if you guys would like to consider joining the Discord server or catching my streams on Twitch. So let's go back in time to December 2015. And you're like, bitch, that is really fucking far. Like, yeah, it's really fucking far, but here's the thing. I have never talked about this on YouTube before, but back in 2015, December 2015, I ran away from home. I just couldn't handle being under the same roof as my dad anymore. The emotional blackmail, the gambling, the, just the mental abuse. I couldn't handle it anymore. And, I remember that night so clearly where it was snowing. I was under like a street lamp waiting for the bus, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not going home anymore. I don't care if I never see my dad anymore again, because like I hate being there. Like I was so sad all the time. I was just so done with it. And like, if you guys have followed me for a long time, maybe you would have noticed that like the locations in my videos always changed. And that was because I was going from Airbnb to Airbnb, and then like the whole Japan thing. And then eventually I just kind of settled in with my mom because it just made more sense financially, and possibly one of like the best eras of my life, being able to live with my mom again, because I haven't lived with my mom since high school. And yeah, it was really, really great. It was probably one of the best things I've ever done for my mental health, running away from home and being away from my dad, because I woke up every day happy and just ready to live life. But this happiness was short lived because Japan 2016 really fucked me up. And I don't know if I can ever really talk about it to the full extent without having like an emotional breakdown. But I just want to say I'm really, really glad that I got out of there when I did, because I was ready to take my own life. And, it was just, that whole year was just really difficult for me to like try to like pick myself back up. And it was to the point where, I was broken and traumatized for years, and I still kind of am. And this is something that I am trying to work out with my therapist once I get paid to see my therapist again. But yeah, so that was the first segment of like my segue of downhillness. So let's just move on to like the next phase in my life, the next era. So during this like emotional and like mental recovery, I gamed. I cope by gaming. I've always gamed, and it's a big part of my life, and definitely one of the things that sort of just numbs the thoughts and the pain. But I played Final Fantasy 14 since 2017, and it's great. I've met a lot of great people there. I led a very, very private gaming life where I never discussed who I was. I never discussed like what I did. And honestly, it was so great because I've met the most genuine fucking people there. And honestly, I've met so many of my ride or die friends there. It's just, I had such a difficult time figuring out who genuinely wanted to be my friend, or if they, just try to like siphon my views and my subscribers. Like, these people I met online genuinely care for me and genuinely want to be my friend. And they don't care what I look like. They don't care about how much money. They don't care about my followers. They didn't care about anything. And like, yeah, it's just, this is what I really needed to like heal and like move on to the next steps of my life, which we will now segue into. So after gaming saved my life and healed my soul and got me back up on my feet, I decided to attend university. Just because there's just this, I don't know if it's like an Asian thing. I just felt like I'm nothing if I've never attended school, even though I fucking knew that I am not academic material. I somehow got into U of T and I went there for 2 years. I met some great people. I owe $8,000 right now in student debt, and I regret it so much. And I just, honestly, if you know in your fucking heart, in your soul, in your bone, that university is not for you, do not fucking go. Do not waste your money. Do not be like me. I avoided it after high school because I knew I didn't want to go to post-secondary. And then when I was like, yeah, let's try, right? I mean, I met some amazing people, like one of my like bestest friends, actually 2 of my bestest friends I met at university. And I mean, I love them so much, but I don't know if it was worth the U of tears from U of T. But I love them dearly, and I'm really glad I met them. But yeah, definitely, if you know in your core you're not academic material, listen to yourself, okay? So I'm not like university academic material, but I do feel like I'm more of like a college academic material, like applied, like I need to be able to like apply my knowledge like physically with something with my hands. So I considered, well, not consider actually, it was recommended that I did dental hygiene. So back in high school when I used to work at the dental office as a receptionist and an assistant, my boss actually recommended me. He's like, you would be a really good hygienist. And I was like, sure, right? So it's always been in like the back of my head, and like it's always been my plan B. So yeah, I applied for the dental hygiene program, and then it fucking got suspended because of COVID. And yeah, so it got suspended. I had to reapply, and it's really stressful because now I have to like recompete for my position, and it's just giving me so much anxiety. And even if I get accepted for this upcoming fall term, there's no way in knowing if COVID is going to suspend it again. Yeah, so that's my life. So you guys probably noticed that this is the childhood home that I started my YouTube videos in, and you guys are probably wondering, like, didn't you say you ran away from home? Well, yeah, here's the thing. So after a couple years of not talking to my dad and not ever seeing him, he ambushed me. He hunted me down at my mom's place and was just like, you know, apologizing and being like, hey, I've changed. I had this car accident, and like it just changed my whole like perspective on life, and I really miss you, and I'm so sorry for all the fucked up things I've done. Can you please come home and like give me a chance to show you I've changed? And you know, knowing my dad's track record, honestly, at first I didn't believe him, and then he took over the course of a year, sort of like show me and like show his effort by coming to see me and like picking me up and then talking to me, and like eventually after a year of him, you know, convincing me to move back home, I did, and so far it's been okay. So I moved back to my childhood home 6 months before COVID happened, so sort of like at the cusp of COVID. Yeah. So I mean, I would say my dad has changed. No more gambling, no more emotional blackmail, no more mental abuse. So, so far so good. So now we are in the 2020 timeline. I did start seeing a therapist at the beginning of 2020, and honestly, the best self-care shit I've ever done for myself, aside from running away from home. But it's just so great to finally like be able to talk to someone who is ready to listen to your problems. And I mean, I know I'm paying her, but like still, it's just so great to be like, here are all my issues. Let's fucking analyze this together to see why this happened. And I definitely love being able to, you know, look back, reflect, and sort of, tied certain like life events together to sort of figure out why I ended up the way I did. And it honestly has really helped me just, with like the whole behavioral thinking and just how to calm myself down fast enough, or just how to like handle my mental health. And it's been really, really great. I definitely would recommend therapy if, it's not too much of a financial burden. And if you are ready to see a therapist cannot help you if you are not ready to accept help. But yeah, I feel like this whole therapy thing, I definitely want to make like a series about it. I definitely want to, get back to the like sharing mental health thing. And subscribe, hit that notification bell to get notification when shit comes out and you want to watch it. But yeah, anyways, with COVID, I love staying at home. I'm never bored. I always have stuff to do at home, like cooking, like home improvements, baking, cleaning. It's just, I don't know, like it's the activities I can do at home are endless. I am never bored, and I just have like, I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do at home. So I would say I definitely thrived during COVID, and I am very, very thankful that I do have shelter, I have food, I have toilet paper, and none of my loved ones have had COVID. So I'm really, really thankful for that. I also started streaming on Twitch, and then I started the Discord server. So those two definitely have been. Oh, and well, I mean, 2020 sucked overall for the world because of COVID, but out of all these shitty things that happened, the few like good things that happened were definitely the highlight of 2020 for me, like seeing a therapist, starting the Discord server, streaming, and just sort of like rebuilding the community that I lost sight of. I lost sight of my purpose so fucking bad. Like I'm pretty sure this could be its own video, and I don't know how fucking long this video is. I'm probably gonna have to cut it down a lot because right now it says like 30 minutes. But yeah, I just lost sight of my purpose, and I'm back now, back on Derpling land, and I need you guys to anchor me down and never let me lose sight of my purpose of this channel. It's just, yeah, I really miss the community aspect of like the whole point of why I started this YouTube channel was just to hope that I can at least help one person out there not feel alone. And it's so like dark humor, poetic-ish, where like I was the one who was alone, but then since streaming and like the Discord, like now, we're like our own Derpling support group, and we're like family now. Like we are chosen family. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. But yeah, the link to the Discord server is in the info box below if you would like to consider joining. And any Derplings that are in the Discord server right now and is watching this video, I can't wait for us to do more game nights and movie nights together. Yeah! Oh, and Derpling Con! Now that I've briefly caught you guys up on the things that happened in the last 5 or 6 years, we are now in present day in 2021. And I just want to say, moving forward, whether or not the dental hygiene program at George Brown is available this September, whether or not that happens, I do have intentions to get a few projects started this year. And one of them, oh my god, the Derplings on Twitch are probably so tired of hearing this, but I want to open my own online beauty store and, just import and share and sell the products that I love, that I personally love. And, I would just have full freedom and transparency. And, you guys never have to wonder if, like, any of my content's been compromised because, being at the mercy of sponsors or, like, trying to be PR friendly. You can sort of think of it as, like, how Jeffree Star has Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And, you know how he's just, like... he's just himself. He has like no filter, like he is just himself, and he doesn't have to be at the mercy of anyone. And like that's like a big ass flex, and I want that type of freedom, and just being you. Like that is the best feeling in the world. I hated having to be like PR friendly, and because YouTube was my main job, my main source of income, I had to surrender to all of these like companies that wanted me to be like more PR friendly, wanted me to not swear as much. And, it's just, it was really hard, but that's why I had to leave YouTube. But yeah, I really, really hope this online beauty store works out, just because with all of my like medical inconveniences such as PMDD and like visual snow, I think it would be extremely hard for an employer to even employ someone like me who, pretty much only functions 10% of the time, and the other 90% is spent recovering from that 10%. And I don't know, I just feel so bad. Like if I had to call in, like, I don't feel like coming in for 7 to 10 days in a row, I feel so bad. Like, yeah, fire me. I'm sorry. I'm probably not the best person to hire. And that's why like dental hygiene is kind of ideal, because dental hygienists tend to work part-time. So that can sort of help me, or that sort of fits with my my issues. Yeah, so I'm just really glad that I left YouTube when I did, to sort of self-discovery and figure out who I am and meet genuine friends, and like just really be happy for myself and be really solid with who I am, and like understand my purpose in life. And I mean, I sort of do, kind of don't, but the path that I want to pave is, I still really, really want to make sure that, like, I just want to help at least one person out there not feel alone, and I want to continue doing that. And yeah, I definitely feel like YouTube helped accelerate this process for me to reach this like Zen Goddess phase where I am not bothered, no toxic cunts in my life. Everything is going pretty much well, and the only problem in my life is just my insecurities and like my mini like PTSD trauma stuff. But like aside from that, like I'm in a very good, content place in my life, and I'm ready to live. Which I never thought I'd say, because I've always just wanted to take my own life. I didn't want to stay on Earth. But yeah, the other intention that I had was starting my own podcast. I know everybody's starting a fucking podcast, but I really wanted to do one about like being children of immigrant parents, and like, growing up like CBC or ABC, as it like, as in like Canadian born Chinese or American born Chinese, or it doesn't have to be Chinese. Like you don't even have to be in North America. It's just like you have immigrant parents. And I really wanted to bring on some like guests, some like YouTube friends, and then friends in real life where I have met, and I'm like, your story is fucking amazing. Like it makes me feel like this small as in like my issues are this minuscule compared to theirs, and I'm just like, holy shit, I have so much respect for you. And I just think it'll be really, really great, because I think that children of immigrant parents need more, need like their own space. Like we need our little community to sort of like share our struggles or like connect, and just make sure at least one person out there, help at least one person out there not feel alone. So that is the purpose of the podcast. And the other one, so since ascending to this goddess Zen phase of mine, I wanted to live a more minimalistic lifestyle, and I have been decluttering and filming, and Yeah, I wanted to start sort of like a Shop My Closet website. So, you know, like my limited edition plushies, my cosplays, designer stuff, like all of that good stuff that don't spark happiness in me. I definitely would like to try to sell them. Yeah. Would be great to make some extra cash and also to give this stuff new homes that where people would appreciate them. So I feel like if I donated like a limited edition like alpaca plush to like Value Village, like that would be such an insult to the alpaca and it'd be such a waste. So I wanted to do that like a Shop My Closet. So I'll leave a link to the website in the info box below if you guys would like to sign up for when we launch. So that's like pretty much it. There is a lot more to cover and I'm very open to and definitely considering going more in depth into some of the life events that I talked about today. Except Japan 2016, that is an absolute off limits. I will not talk about it on YouTube. I will probably never talk about it, but anything else is completely fine. There are definitely other life events that I have not discussed in this video that, you know, I would love to share with you guys and maybe some of you guys can relate and maybe feel, you know, not alone, which is like the whole purpose of like my channel, my life purpose really. I need you guys to fucking anchor me down, you know? Like I'm back, Dirt Mama's back, but you guys need to anchor me down this time and like not let me like float away and like lose sight of my purpose because like I honestly genuinely think my life purpose is making sure that even I just want to like just help at least one person out there not feel alone, and having this platform to reach more than one person is so great. And you guys definitely helped me a lot too. So you know, I really think of us as like family, like a community. Like it's just, I hope I can always be there for you and you guys are there for me as well. But yeah. Um, if you guys do have any more additional questions that maybe I didn't get a chance to cover or you're curious about, maybe you guys can catch me next time I'm on stream, and then you guys can ask me there because like I'm open to talking about anything and everything, except Japan 2016. Only exception, off limits. But yeah, Twitch, I'm whenever I'm streaming, I'm just kind of like, ugh, I'm just rambling and just talking and very open. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me all these years. And I hope to see you guys next time I'm inspired. So, yeah. I did it. I don't remember how to do it. Yeah.